Well, good morning folks in YouTube land. My name's Ian and welcome to my channel. So we were emptying the car this morning from that little pickup on the way home from getting takeaway food last night, and my neighbour across the road who was walking the dog said, just as I'm unloading the car, saying, Ian, you're slipping up. You seen the scrap that's on the corner of the house, round the corner? I said, I did see it, but it wasn't worth picking up, I didn't think. Shock, horror, never turn scrap down. It was literally this little bit of old motorbike, that piece and that piece. However, at the side of that, across the road, there's a skip. So I had a look in that skip, and we pulled out a glass ceramic hob. Well, there's also a bag of fittings in there. They're doing some plumbing, so there's some copper, brass, electrical wire. At the same time, neighbour comes out. He says, can I help you? I said, I'm just taking a bit of scrap. He says, oh, well, I've got a towel rail you can have, radiator. He says, and there's a gas barbecue there. I'm thinking, well, I haven't got room for the gas barbecue, but it would be rude to leave it. So shut that and we'll go for a walk. A walk? Bloody hell. I will be losing weight once I do a walk. It's not too far, it's just to the end of that street and then round the corner. Until we get there a bit closer. Well, when I said it was just round the corner, it didn't seem that far in the car. It's just I've got to go just about where that white van is there. Which, that was the corner I was on about. It's still only about a quarter of a mile, isn't it? That's a nice colour of house, isn't it? Right, onwards and forwards. Well, story of my life, isn't it? As soon as I start walking, it begins to rain. Still, it's not as though I'll get my hair wet, will I? Well, we're almost there, but you know, when you're walking along, you can get to look inside people's gardens. Now, this guy either has a serious, flooding problem, or it's a pond. I'm going to go for a pond. Carry on. And finally, here we are. There's the skip I was on about. Can't even way down there. But there's the barbecue. Right, let's reel it all. Right, okay. Well, in welding, there's a pull method and there's a push method. And, people have a preference. Does that apply to barbecues? Wheels are at the back. Gas barbecue. There's a bit of brass on the valve. Might be a bit of stainless inside, not certain. But a handy receptacle for putting fire extinguisher handles in. Right, as you can see, it's raining. So, do I pull or do I push? Lovely Sunday morning, waking everybody up. I think pull is better. Well, I'm getting there. I get to that tree and I turn right, and I'm not half getting some funny looks. People saying to me, hey, having a barbecue in this weather? It must be from up north. Well, we reached the big tree and we turn right, and as you can possibly see, it's more than spitting now. I am getting my hair wet. Well, we made it back. Your vice is getting wet. Okay, time to make bigger things smaller, or in fact, let's take it bits. Well, before we can start taking anything to bits, we need a clean bench. So I've cleared my bench, put my aluminium in there, the brass down there, the stainless steel down there. Right, I've taken, among that scrap was this door locking mechanism, like this. Very common here in the UK. You key in there, you turn it, right. There we go, it's running all the way top to bottom, and you've got a 1, 2, 3 point locking mechanism. You lift the handle up and those catches come out into the receptacles in the door frame. Right. So quite a long thing. I've already shortened it with the angle grinder, and that got me thinking. Yeah, I know. So you turn it over and you seem to have this hard wearing chromed strip, which unfortunately is not stainless. Then you have this backing mechanism with your locking mechanism. Pulls up and down this yellow strip underneath, which is riveted like such on rollers. Well, riveted, which actuates the hook to come in and out. Two things I want to know is there any brass inside of these? So I'll whip those screws off. Initially I was just going to chop it up and into the bin, and then, as is my wont, I'm thinking, oh Ian, you've got this wall art challenge coming up, so maybe, you know, I blame Brutus Metal Arts for saving all things like this, which is like, oh, that's got slots in and holes in and it's nice and shiny like a magpie. I'll keep that. So, and then you look at that and you think, ooh, look at that. That's that could be, you know, steampunkish. So I'm going to cut that bit off and keep that bit. This is why I end up with a full shed. I keep keeping things. Okay, let's whip the plates off and see if there's anything inside. I can see already there's some, you can call it aluminium. It's probably, you know, Mazak or something. But let's whip these screws off. That's easy with the plates whipped off. You can see how this works, but I'll show you with this in a second. Like I said, some aluminium, brass coloured stuff. Non-magnetic, again brass coloured, highly unlikely to be brass, probably cast aluminium, but we'll touch it with a grinder in a minute. Let's have a look. Some interesting shapes maybe for the wall art, I don't know. And have we got a scrap face here, kind of, 2 eyes, a nose, 2 teeth. You see it? We'll turn it upside down and see a smiley scrap face. Ian, you're losing it, pal. You're losing it. Yeah. Like I say, this bit, which I've cut off, is attached to the handle. So you pull the handle clockwise. That will pull this silver bar, not silver bar, the gold plated bar that way. It can't go anywhere because of this swiveling captive, whatever you call it. which means only whatever's in here moves. And as it's got on a cog in some teeth, then that's what's going to happen. The lock is connected to the cog, which therefore makes it flirt out like that. Quite a simple mechanisms. And this is how I waste all my time in my shed, looking at things like this, pondering how do things come apart, and more importantly, when they do come apart, riveted on the back. So that's going to take some punching and hammering. I'm going to get them out. Are we brass? Are we brass, or are we brassy goodness? There's the camera. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Right, so if you get any of these door mechanisms, the locking bit is brass. More for the collection. Let me take it bits. Just like that, voila. So, a surprising amount of brass to come out of that door mechanism. We've definitely got a scrap face now, haven't we? So, torn. I'm going to keep these bits, like I say, I'm torn because things like that I see as connecting mechanisms within things, but common sense prevails, and it goes in the scrap bin or not, as in that case. The actual catch itself is brass on a Mazak, some aluminium alloy, held on with 2 pins that way, and the pin, he's still warm. So to do that, you put an angle grinder down there, which gets rid of those 2 pins. That can go over there. That is probably still warm. It's got a pin there, which I will put over that hole, and then I'll punch it through. As you can see, it's already fell out. So, a bit more brass. Burnt finger ends. This is played. This is not getting that scrap stripped. Moving on with which I picked up from that electrician's yesterday. Some venetian blinds, easily stripped, aluminium. Not necessarily needed, but because I'm bagging everything up, I prefer it to be in shorter lengths. And it doesn't take much to do that. Easy peasy. Venetian blinds, done it before. I hate them, but you can pull them off, pull them over again, and that's it. That can go in my bag without being a, you know what I mean. If you do scrapping and you get venetian blinds, you know exactly what I mean. They don't go everywhere. Not the way I do it. And so there we go, folks. It doesn't take long, and all that venetian blind is now only that big. I also sometimes just wrap one round to keep it from stopping open. And don't forget, oh dear, the aluminium bag is full. Inside every venetian blind you will find a couple of bits of brass. Every little helps. Now we've done all that, let's do something sexy. Some hermit cable from that electrician guy yesterday. Well, bash, ain't that a dream? And bash again, and unwrap that. That goes in there and tub. Clean up as I go along. I can go in the iron tub as well. And it's a case of doing the same thing again, isn't it? What I like to do when I strip cable, because I usually save cable for when it's a rainy day. Oh, it is a rainy day. Forgot. I always like to see just how easy it is to strip. Forgive me. And I would say that's pretty easy to strip. So we'll do the rest of that. Somebody said they'd send me a wire stripper once, but they never did. Someday I'll make myself one. Someday. Now looking at the colour of this copper, it looks like it's had a little bit too much current going through it. It's actually darkening. Anyway, easy to strip. Well, I guess that was relatively easy. So after that, it's time for that. What did the electrician throw away? Well, we've got, I don't know gauges of wire. I just know, is it worth stripping or not worth stripping? And in this instance, it's worth stripping. Again, it's a very dark colour, which means it's been, forgive me you electricians out there and technical people, but it's been over currented. There's probably a better term for that. So I'll strip that. Ooh, what's this? 3-core cable. Nice. Unfortunately, too nice to strip, so I'll end up keeping that. Speaker cable. Again, I really shouldn't, but you never know when you're going to need some speaker cable or bell cable, so I'll keep that. I'll have to weigh some of it in. 3-core cable again. What do I do? Do I keep it for repairing my angle grinders? Yes. Oh, twin and earth. The rest of it, I'm just going to strip. So I'll probably end up stripping that. Or should I strip that? Should I keep that? Should I strip it? Keep it, strip it, keep it, strip it, keep it, keep it. Save it for a rainy day. Ethernet lead, you know, done at both ends. you never know if I want to run a computer in here. Alright, let me make short work of that up. Well, it's finally stopped raining and the sun has come out. That great big shiny thing up there. Ooh, that must have been where all that rain was. Still, that means I can cease in here and carry on with the barbecue. But thought I'd show you last couple of bits of my cabling. What I decided to do was to turn it all into singles, and at a later point I'll strip it. I got way more than that, as you will see. So we just got some cord which I will rip back to singles. We have some 2.5mm twin and earth, which we all know how to strip that, in that you get all of that and rip that right down the middle. But we've also got some 1mm twin and earth, and I will show you what I do with that. But first, rip that down to singles. I'm a little bit cramped for space, but I'll do the best I can. I cut it to shortest lengths, put a little slit in the end to get me going. Just, you don't need much, and 2 inch, and then you can just pull it out. And that bit gets wrapped up and goes in the rubbish bag. Likewise, that gets wrapped up and goes in my singles bag, or for stripping later. As I was saying about the twin and earth, you tend to just get that earth lead out the middle, and then you can just pull that all the way through. Once you've done that, you can pull them out, and likewise wrap that up. The bare earth I've just taken out, I can add to my copper sausage. There's a little twist at the end there. That ain't going nowhere. Boosh. Right. Change of position, and I'll show you about this 1mm twin and earth. Okay, right, you can do it the same way. You can just split it a little, get your earth and pull it through like that, or because it's thin, you can actually strip it all as it is. I normally go that way, and it's a bit more easier than going the way I'm doing it for the camera. Get it off. That's better. And you'll find, if I've done it right, I've also stripped that one as well. Easy peasy. Oh, well, that glorious sunshine lasted all of about 7 minutes, and it carried on raining again. So I carried on stripping and making more copper sausages. But my arm's getting a bit tired now, so I'm going to have to do something else. The last thing I'm going to show you is, you know, there was this speaker cable. Well, there was a short length of it. So I split it in two. So I've only got one strand. I thought, go on, how hard is this for strip? So we'll see. I found it to be a doddle to strip because give it a bit of twist, I can pull it out without even using the knife. Ooh, how easy is that? So, even the small stuff can be surprisingly easy to strip. You might think, well, not a lot, but lots of littles add up to a lot. Right, I need to do that barbecue, raining or not. Oh, I've still got that bag, haven't I? Tell you what, I'll just do that bag first, then I'll do the barbecue. Right, I've put a towel down because this has been outside in that rain all that time. And being a metal bench, it goes rusty easy. So, what did we get? Well, paper can go in the paper bin. We recycle here, so there's tissues. I hope they're not used toilet tissues. Yeah, you are the dream. Right, that open because my cable bag's full. That can go in there. Right, let the dog see the rabbit. What have we got? Ah, well, it's finally stopped raining. So, we're going to cut that up so we can get it in the car. Now, this would have been an ideal opportunity to test out the 20 quid 40 volt cordless grinder, but I'm not set up for it yet, so got the grinder out, no messing, off with the legs. Everything seems to be iron in it. So we've got some stainless in it, that can come out. We got, what happens with these things is you leave them outside and they fill full of water and rot through. Right, so we'll get that. Well, basically we're going to make a bin, aren't we? Possibly 2 bins, because at the same time as I picked up that, I need to this bit of whole bit of an Honda motorcycle. I can cut it to pieces and put inside of that barbecue, and then we can stack that nicely in the back of the car. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, job's a good one. And that made short work of that indeed. That can go on the bench now. We'll clean all the stainless out of it, any brass, etc. Open it up, cut all the legs into bits, stick that on the inside. As I say, job's easy. Well, we're almost there, folks. Almost there. We've got the top cut off. That Honda bike can go in there. We've got the rest of the barbecue chopped up in there. You might think, well, that's a waste of time, but I've only got a estate car. Whatever's got to go in it, it's got to be compact. I can't afford to be transferring empty space. Right, we've got the gas valves, which are a bit of brass on the end, aluminium. They'll go over there because I need to get all my aluminium ready at the same time as I'm taking this ironing on Tuesday. It'll be, and it's Sunday today, but Monday, of course, nothing's happening. The world is coming out. The UK is coming to a, look at that, fits like a glove. Right, keep grinding. Well, the steering part of it cuts up nicely, so we've got this rear bumper type, so I think we'll rescue any cable that's in it. Because every little helps. I've done my own cable the last few days, so I put that to one side there. Some more cable here. I think we'll just cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there. Job's a good one. Oh, that was easy enough to cut that. I mean, it's only thin stuff. Now, in there, some sort of plastic block. I wonder if it's like an ignition coil. Anyway, it's attached to that cable, so we want it out. Those are not going to come undone, so we just angle grinded that out. That was a doddle to cut out because it's so thin. By the way, if anybody wants a Honda RD plate with a serial number on, or a Honda whatever this is, whatever that is, it's got a capacitor on it. Points? Can't be points. Somebody will know. Somebody tell me. I've never had a motorbike. I don't know anything about motorbikes. What is it? It's not a solenoid. I don't know how goes to a spark plug. So, if anybody's interested, they can have it. Oh, it started to rain again. Oh, and the cardboard box, I thought it was a... Who's that handsome guy? I thought it was a cooker, but it's not. It was a... It's a mirrored lamp. So, you know we're going to try that, don't you? Oh, let it cover it up like it started to rain. Some covering that up, that is. Right. Brass to take off those. Car is ready to load. I said I'll pick this up. And what is it? It's appears to swivel. It's some sort of tray, but it's held together with zip ties. So does that mean that as I cut the zip ties, this thing goes beyond? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just zip tied it together. Ideas. Some sort of what it is. It's scrap. Well, apart from being scrap, what was it? Well, it's a kitchen cupboard tray. So you got a cupboard, and you'll just, you know, open the door and swivel the tray out. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, knock out the plywood, scrap. Well, a few plates there, chops with the hammer, gets that out. It's the other one I chopped up. It's well masticed in and takes some pretty serious chopping to go all the way around, but it won't beat me. Black as the ace of spades again. So everything I've brought home over the last couple of days, I've stripped. The car is loaded, so if you get the idea of what I mean, everything cut down, neatly stacked. I've just got room there to put some more all rolled aluminium, and car's loaded for the anvil yard. Only one thing left to do. What's left to do? I'll give you a clue. We have a quick connector, and we'll see if this lights up. First of all, what have we got? Well, we've got an LED driver, 100 to 240 volts, 12 volts output. Then we got this, not sure what that is, but I do know it connects to this, and this was attached to the back of the mirror, and it said on the back somewhere, defogger. So it's a bathroom mirror, it's going to get fogged up. That is a heater, I guess. That's just going to get warm. If we plug that in, that'll get warm. The mirror will defrost. Right, so that's got to be power in. So power in here, feeding that, that feeds that. So we open that and put some power from there to there and stand back. No, if only I had some cable. That's ironic, isn't it? I bloody cut it all up. We'll figure something. Okay, we're always up for a challenge, aren't we? We've connected up to that. We're plugged in but not switched on. We've earthed it this time. We've got a metal bench. We've disconnected the sensor because if you look there, focus, there's some sort of photoelectric sensor. So when, or even a humidity sensor, I'll say a photoelectric sensor. So if we take that out, we just go into the transformer, which is just supplying the lights. So I don't know which is which, shouldn't matter because it's a transformer. So lights out, and yes, we got lights. Not very bright lights, I have to admit, but maybe if I want some, you know, ambient lighting in the shed, some mood lighting. Right. Something else to keep. Gonna have to stop keeping things, Ian. Right, that's my day. Sunday, been at it all day. It's been fun for me. You're watching it, you might be, oh God, Ian, shut up and go in and watch telly or something. Remember, you don't have to watch. But thank you for those that do and for those that comment. Right, Ian's pretty much done now for tonight. Couple of motors with the rusty, so they must be iron, to strip, and that can go with that iron in the car. And I've only got my aluminium, and my aluminium bag is a little bit full, so that's the next job to be sorted out tomorrow. See you folks.